morning, everyone. How's it going today? I want to thank you guys for joining me for my journey today and supporting me and everything that I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. Today is September 27th. It's almost the end of the month. Yay. I've not been doing very good at this YouTube thing this month because of the weather change has been putting me in a lot of pain, and it's been making it really hard for me to edit and put videos together. But today I'm gonna do my mornings number 3, so it's gonna be fun. So my mornings, as you guys know, are pretty rough. They go by in a flash because they just give me a lot of pain, and it's really hard for me to want to go to bed at nighttime when I have to wake up with such pain and feel so much worse than I do if I just stay up. But the weather change has been affecting my muscles really bad. My muscles have been getting really tight and they've been really achy, and my joints have been really hurting, especially in my knees. My knees are just killing me, and it's just horrible. And as it goes with fibromyalgia, which is a condition that I have, it's just been really hard with weather change because I can't get enough energy to be able to do anything. I feel so sick every day, so worn out, and so helpless because I can't get doctors to help me. That is the main reason why I started this YouTube channel, is I've gone through so many different doctors and so many different procedures just to find out what I had. And then after I figured out what I had, they didn't do anything to help me with my treatments. The doctor would sit there and literally look up the symptoms and treatment for fibromyalgia right in front of me, pull up a picture. He doesn't know anything about it. That's why I'm going to Denver to go see a neurologist, a person that will help me with my nerves because I have a neuropathic pain, which that is what fibromyalgia is. That's a lot to say. But fibromyalgia is a rough disease, and there are millions upon millions of people that have to suffer with it every day. So fibromyalgia, it doesn't affect people usually my age. I am 21 years old. I'm still pretty young, barely old enough to drink, but fibromyalgia affects ages between 20 and 60 the most. So 19 and 40 is a lot. So I'm about in the range where I would have got it. But I feel like I've had fibromyalgia since I was a juvenile because I used to have these like growing pain feelings all the time, every day in my legs. I thought it was just because I was getting taller, but as I read more into juvenile fibromyalgia, that is one of the main symptoms that come up as a kid, is growing pains and restless leg syndrome because of the nerves that are overactive inside my body. And the one thing that I do know is fibromyalgia affects women more than men, and I don't have any scientific theories on why, but if I had to guess, I feel like women get affected by emotion more than men, and that's why I feel like they could get affected by fibromyalgia more, because a traumatic event can bring fibromyalgia out of you, and a viral infection or a couple other things. To me, I feel like a traumatic event is what brought out my fibromyalgia, because I was hit by a car 3 years ago when I was riding my bike home from work, and ever since then my health has just been going down, 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 and I've just been in so much pain after all the surgeries they put me through and everything that I've had to put up with. And I still have to do 2 more surgeries, which I am terrified to do right now. But good thing I have Catlin to help me feel a lot better about it, and she supports me and everything. So fibromyalgia is a chronic condition, which chronic condition means it is non-fatal, means I cannot die from it, but a chronic condition can last a lifetime. So I could have fibromyalgia for another couple of years to the rest of my life, which is kind of scary and really hard to cope with, but there's not much I can do about it because I'm already with it and I didn't know it would be coming. It's just really hard to know that you have a chronic condition, and there is virtually no cure for it at the moment. praying that there will be one day. And as a chronic illness, it can be progressive, which it can get worse and it can get better, but it will never damage any of my muscles, my joints, or any type of tissue in my body. So it won't create lasting damage, which is awesome, unlike arthritis, which arthritis creates inflammation of the joints, and that can create damage and make your bones really rub together and stuff, and very painful. And also, fibromyalgia is an ailment which can create a lot of symptoms like muscle stiffness, um, fatigue, sleeping problems, depression, and ability to think clearly, which the inability to think clearly is what they call fibro fog, and it is what affects me a lot, and it pisses me off how much it affects me, because I will sit there and I cannot think, I cannot do anything, I cannot remember, and I will not act like myself with the fibro fog. When I was getting diagnosed with fibromyalgia, there were several tests they ran. They ran my blood a couple times to rule out any other kinds of illnesses, and they did a fibromyalgia pressure test, which there are 18 points, 19 pairs of pressure points on your body that they can push into and try to help confirm that you have fibromyalgia. And I got that test done to me, and I was reactive to every single spot that he poked at. So here, I'll show you guys a picture. So the pressure points are right there, the front and the back end of the human, or the person. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pressure points. And they tested all of those pressure points on me, and it was conclusive. I did react, and I had a very, very strong reaction to those pressure points. So they are a very good indication, in my opinion, to show that someone might have fibromyalgia. It's not 100% accurate, and there's a lot more tests that you need to be done. This one, I feel like, had the most results in my eyes. And there's a lot more to fibromyalgia than what meets the eye, especially when you're someone like me that's very young and trying to work and build up his career, and I'm trying to go to school, and I want to do so many different things, but my chronic illness prevents me from doing a lot of this, and it really sucks, because I have so many different plans. I have a grant, I have everything looking forward for school and doing everything that I need to get done, but at this moment I could barely sit down and make videos for you guys for how much pain I'm in, and it's so hard to get doctors to understand that I'm actually in pain, and that I wish I could get something that would actually help me every day and not have to suffer as much as I do every day. But there's nothing I can do except push and try as hard as I can. But it's really hard, and it puts a lot of stress on both me and Kat. And I wish the medical system here in America was different, and I wish people didn't abuse the system for drugs, because I wouldn't be in this situation, because that's all the doctors think about, is they think that I'm just a drug addict looking for medication. But no, if they would have actually gave me a chance, I could show them that I can take an average amount of medication a day, or the amount that they say that I'm supposed to take a day. So it's not that hard. 1, 2 a day would help me more than 0. Nothing. So there are probably a lot more people that are out there and have to deal with exactly this situation that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to be the voice for the people with fibromyalgia, because not a lot of people are comfortable with talking about pain. Not a lot of people want to open their hearts out to the world and tell them that they're in pain, because they feel as it's this disabling, and it just doesn't feel very good, and a lot of people are scared, and I understand completely. As I was growing up through high school and everything, I would not talk to anyone. I was the shyest kid there. I wouldn't answer questions. I didn't talk to anyone. But nowadays I feel like that can just be forgotten and ignored. I can ignore my anxiety against trying to talk to people on the internet and letting people see what I'm going through and hopefully make their own judgments upon what I'm trying to tell them, because that seems like the best idea right now. So, I want to talk on the topic of juvenile fibromyalgia a little bit more, because if your child is suffering with pain and you don't know about it, it's really hard for them to focus in school and perform with other kids, which seems to be happening more, and it can get misdiagnosed as like ADHD and a couple other things that I don't know off the top of my head. But here, let's get into it. So juvenile fibromyalgia is an adolescent type thing, and it comes with like the normal fatigue, sleep disturbances in children and stuff. And there's some treatments out there, but as long as we can try to catch the fibromyalgia early, your kid will have a lot less anxiety, stress, and they will have an easier time at school. Weather change is another big one that affects people with fibromyalgia and juveniles with fibromyalgia, because the pressure, the barometric pressure changes, and it creates stronger or weaker pressure in the air, which affects our muscles like arthritis. So some of the core features that you need to look out for with fibromyalgia, because kids usually have a whole bunch of energy, they don't usually have a lot of pain or trouble sleeping that much. Some kids won't be able to go to sleep because of sugar and other problems, but it's just not a normal type of insomnia, not being able to sleep. But the associated features with it are just fatigue, joint stiffness, irritable bowel syndrome, poor memory, tension, headaches, dizziness, fluid retention, paresthesia, restless leg, bruising, and Raynaud phenomenon, and chronic muscular pain affects your quality of life. So let's touch on that a little bit. So the quality of life with fibromyalgia is diminished quite rapidly. I can't speak for everyone like I always say, but for me, my fibromyalgia hit, and it hit hard, and it hit my kidney. My kidney was hurting so bad every day, all day, to the point where I had blood in my urine and everything, and it just was the worst pain I've ever felt. And they kept thinking it was kidney stones and more kidney stones, and it ended up maybe being like a couple of kidney stones, but I would hurt so bad every day that I would literally not do anything, not be able to move, not get out of bed, and just lay there with nothing, just do nothing at all. And that's what will create the depression, and the fatigue will help with depression and anxiety, because you're not out there as much as we used to be with fibromyalgia, because it's really hard for us to get our heads off the bed, it's really hard for us to move our muscles, and it just sucks, to be frank. But it's the worst pain I've ever had in my life, and it will forever suck, because there's not much I can do about it right now. I can keep going to doctors and more doctors and more doctors, which just puts more stress on me and more stress on me. But I just have to say, as in conclusion, just keep an eye out for your children and everyone out there. If they are actually complaining about pain, believe them. Kids don't usually lie about pain. I've always told my mom that I was in pain, and that was a lot of pain, and she never believed me until I'm in this situation now. And I'm not the only one. I've heard freaking The Rogue, he told me the same exact thing. And just parents don't understand because they haven't had to deal with the pain that we do. People don't understand because they haven't had to deal with the pain that we have to. So I want to say thank you guys. Please like and subscribe, and please share this video to try and help us spread the word about fibromyalgia and the difficulties that people have to deal with every day. Thank you guys for joining me for my journey today. I hope you guys had a great day. Please come back tomorrow and join me for another journey. Thank you.